Hello students, today we'll discuss Chapter 4, Tribals, Decor and the Vision of a Golden Age, History, Part 5. The Search for Work. The plight of the tribals who had to go far away from their homes in search of work was even worse. From the late 19th century, tea plantations started coming up and mining became an important industry. Tribals were recruited in large numbers to work in the tea plantations of Assam and the coal mines of Jharkhand. They were recruited through contractors who paid them miserably low wages and prevented them from returning home. A closer look through the 19th and 20th centuries tribal group in different parts so the country rebelled against the changes in laws, restricted on their practices, the new taxes they had to pay, and the exploitation by traders and the moneylenders. The Kols rebelled in 1831, Santals rose revolt in 1855, the Bastar rebellion in central India broke in 1910, and the Worli revolt in Maharashtra in 1940. The movement that Birsa led was one such movement. Now we will read the life of Birsa Munda. Birsa was born in the mid-1870s. He was a son of a poor father who grew up around the forest of Vonda grazing sheep, playing the flute and dancing in the local akhara. Birsa went to a missionary school and listened to the sermon of the missionaries. Later, Birsa also spent some time in the company of a prominent Vaishnav preacher. He wore the sacred thread and began to value the importance of purity and piety. Birsa was deeply influenced by many of the ideas he came in touch with his growing years. His movement was aimed at reforming the tribal society. He urged the Mundas to give up drinking liquor, clean their village, and stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. Birsa turned against missionaries and landlords and saw them as outside forces that were ruining the Munda way of life. In 1895, Birsa urged his followers to recover their glorious past and talked of a golden age in the past, a Satyug, the age of truth, when the Mundas lived a good life, constructed embankments, tapped natural springs, planted trees and orchards, practiced cultivation to earn their living. They did not kill their brother and relatives and lived honestly. Birsa also wanted people to once again work on their land, settle down and cultivate their fields. The British officials were worried of the political aim of the Birsa movement. It wanted to drive out missionaries, moneylenders, Hindu landlords, and the government and set up a Munda Raj with Birsa as its head. The movement identified all these forces as the cause of the misery the Munda were suffering. As the movement spread, the British decided to act and arrested Birsa in 1895. convicted him on charges of rioting, jailed him for 2 years. After his release in 1897, Birsa began to touring the villages to gather support. He used traditional languages and symbols to rouse people, urging them to destroy Ravana, Dikus, and the Europeans and establish a kingdom under his leadership. Birsa followers being targeting the symbols of Dikus and European power. They attacked police stations and churches and razed the property of moneylenders and jamidars. They raised the white flag as a symbol of Birsa Raj. In 1900, Birsa died of cholera and the movement faded out. However, the movement was significant in two ways. It was the colonial government to introduce laws so that the land of the tribal could not be easily taken over by Dikus. It showed once again that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against injustice and express their anger against colonial rule. Here we have completed the chapter. Thank you. Happy watching.